Welcome to the Buy List Deep Dive. So these episodes are going to be a little bit shorter. We're going to take a look at just a handful of cards and just kind of where they're sitting, and look at what they've done in the last week, leading into the next set as well. Right, this will hopefully help inform what's going on, and show some of that data that we used to look at more. So the first one here, we have Flick Knives. So this is a once per turn attack reaction target dagger you control that isn't on the active chain link, deals one damage to them. If the damage is dealt this way, the dagger is hit, destroy the dagger. It's a blade break one, ninja and assassin. So it is a dual class legendary. The reason why I put this on the list or in this episode this week is because you could see by the graph it's been kind of staying flat. This card really hasn't seen major usage. It's been used in obviously some assassin decks, and I think assassin uses it historically, right? And I think if you watch the last buy list episode, we kind of speculated that there would be an assassin and ninja and Mistveil, and I think that ninja for sure is a good bet. An assassin, I wouldn't be surprised, right? So sitting at 22, like $23 for the rainbow foil, 50-ish bucks for the cold foil. Decent amount of listings on TCG Player at 25 and 23 respectively for the cold foil, and then just six rainbow foils sold over the last week, one cold foil. I think this card is a decent card to look at. I wouldn't call this a buy today, snap it up. I think as we get closer to PTLA, I'm going to be watching this card and paying attention, right? Because I think this is a card that if we do see an assassin and ninja announced, because it's dual class, I think this card will be, a decent card to have in your arsenal, right, as we move forward. So, yeah, just keep an eye on this one, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. Decent stock on TCG Player, but interesting card moving forward for sure. So the next card here is Concealed Blade, continuing with the dual class ninja cards, ninja and assassin card. Um, this one's interesting to me. So Concealed Blade, a target assassin or ninja attack action card, gains +1. And when this hits, equip a dagger from your inventory. It is again an assassin ninja attack reaction. Blocks for 3. It is a blue. So, has that baseline of blue block 3, set, right, that you would want in your deck. And, just talking about the mechanics of this card, I think Nate and I talked about this a little bit, but this idea of pulling a dagger out of your inventory is a mechanic that was really just touched on with this card and Outsiders, right? And I would not be surprised at all if Mistveil has more cards that enable this dagger juggling ninja or assassin. Um, and it would be so this would be probably one that you would want to have, but again, it's really as of today, right? It's hard to speculate. We don't have much information on Misvale, so again, keeping an eye on this one moving as we get closer to PTLA for sure. um, we look around, we look at the where it's kind of been sitting in that 3 to 5 range for a while now. Current listings 36, obviously multiple quantities on multiple of those listings. So decent stock right now. Past 7 days, past week, we saw 17 moves. So I would say that's like medium speed. It's not slow, not it hasn't been forgotten totally. But people are, I think there might be a little bit of that. Oh, I need to catch up on my play set of these, right? So just again, keep an eye on it. I will be keeping an eye on again, especially if this mechanic of dagger juggling, weapon juggling out of the inventory um, is is shown off at LA, right? That's the key. So moving on to the third card and the last card I want to talk about today, Phantom Tide Maw. So this one says this is an illusionist aura, no block, blue. Whenever an illusionist card you control is destroyed, put a +1 counter on this. It has Phantasm and Ward. So I think, if we take a look at where it sits on TCG Player right now, it's 9.95 is the low. You can see on the chart below, right? It kind of was sitting at $2-3 for, since November timeframe, it looks like. And, just recently popped off 28 sold in the last week. With the drop of Mistveil and the key arts being blue hued, we're seeing some I think we're seeing a little bit of illusionist hype here, pushing this card up. Um, but I wanted to talk about this card a little bit more. I don't think it's a buy right now. I think it is kind of gone up and it's a little bit risky now. But this card is an expansion slot card from Bright Lights, and I've talked about this before, where Bright Lights has kind of almost felt like it's been left um, to sit very quickly, maybe even more quickly than previous sets. Right? I don't think a lot of people are opening this. You can see the current listings, and I guess I wasn't really surprised by this, but I was surprised by how few it was. We have 5 current listings for the non-foil, 1 rainbow foil listing. So, thin inventories. You know what that means, guys? It means if there's any kind of speculation or hint at a blue illusionist or an illusionist in this next set, this goes to 0, and then the backfill will have to happen on TCG Player, and that means the price typically goes up, and it goes up quite quickly. And you can see that in the graph here. That's already begun. But yeah, so for this one, I think kind of made me realize that I want to keep an eye on expansion slot cards from Bright Lights, just because of the once we got out of the draft season, once we got out of the competitive season of Bright Lights drafting, I think the opening of these boxes has fallen off quite a bit, and we're starting to see the market struggle a little bit. Right, there will always be backfill. I'm not saying that Bright Lights uh, is running out or anything like that, but it'll have to be multiple cards like this to push stores and larger box openings to happen. So keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on expansion slot cards from Bright Lights in general. I think you got some Rune Blade cards in there, things like that. So just an interesting case study on this guy as well. But that's going to wrap it up. And I appreciate you watching. Just again, little short, quick hitter video. Try to get these out once a week, and I'll see you next week. Peace.